grave. Under neon lights we take a stand. Knights and wizards across the land.
Happy Sports Bowl weekend! Let's go team! It's Friday. It's the 7th day of February 2025. It's Super Bowl weekend. Hopefully your team is playing this Sunday, or if not, at least you got a lot of decent snacks lined up. Speaking of things lined up, it's Friday, which means it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game crowdfunding type thingies that are coming to an end on your favorite backer site. But you still have a chance to support them if you want. I'm drinking tea. That was an interesting segue. Segue. I don't even know what that means. All right, let's go. Number 1 from Exalted Funeral, we have Grimdark. Grimdark? It's a Grimdark fantasy setting research for GMs written in a 140-page or more set of random tables for world building, ideas, maps, artwork. I don't know. Just basically world building tables for developing a grimdark type world as opposed to a normal fantasy world. Just sounds like a lot of random tables and stuff. $36 for the print version, including access to a website, a digital soundtrack, STL files for 3D printing, and more. What do we have the STL files for? Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't say. Maybe on the kickstart page. Let's go. STL files. That's unusual. I don't know if we've seen that before. Have we? Okay. Well, you get a T-shirt if you buy the big one and a soundtrack. That's cool. I do like myself a free T-shirt. They claim they have no AI. Okay. What are the STL files for? Dice, maybe? You get a sticker. Ooh, stickers. A patch. A art print. Some digital rewards. Doesn't say what the STL files are for. Maybe they're for the patch and the sticker. I don't know. Anyway, $35 for some Grimdark fun from Exalted Funerals. Or for half that, you could just go over to Postmortem and buy my Grimdark source book. I'm just saying. Goblin Punk, Grimdark, Shadowdark, Goblin Punk, my Grimdark fantasy role-playing setting with tongue-in-cheek at the whole Grimdark thing. If you tired of the Grimdark thing, I am tired of the Grimdark thing. I'm tired of the anti-heroes, even though I just wrote a game about anti-heroes. I want my fantasy to be the opposite of Grimdark, whatever that is. From Star Anvil Press, we have the Secret World North America tabletop role-playing game for Savage Worlds and 5th edition. 2 completely different systems, but okay. This looks like a modern-day action horror type thingy. It's $30 for the PDF of the book and some pre-generated characters. It's a conspiracy and supernatural horrors in the world real. North America is the headquarters of the Illuminati, and you are on the front line between those who want to destroy the world and those who want to control it, based upon modern horror multiplayer role-PG of the same name, Secret World. Anybody familiar with a Secret World online multiplayer RPG? I've never heard of it, but I'm assuming that there's a ton of online thingies I never hear of because I'm not a video game guy. So yeah, your typical urban horror secret organization trying to protect the world from urban horror, as well as keep the general information about the existence of urban horror away from the real world. You know, when we got a chance to play test the Men in Black role-playing game way back then with the designer of the Men in Black role-playing game up north in college when it first came out, somebody asked him, well, how do you come up with adventures for Men in Black or just that type of setting? And he said, just go to the newsstand and look at the worst of the worst of the, you know, the periodicals like this, the Noonday Sun, all the conspiracy type, you know, I married Bat Boy type news things, and just that's your Bible for running games. Just look at those titles. Elvis married Bat Boy. Aliens found in North Dakota. I saw Jesus's face on my tortilla. And those are your plots. So that's how you would do plots for this, is just, what's the most ridiculous conspiracy rumor, celebrity, Jerry Springer type thing you can find, and run the whole game around it. So I just gave you a free adventure guide there. From Dragon Peak Publishing, we have the Conquest of Chaos, a level 0 through 5 dungeon crawl classic game. This is for DCC. DCC, as you know, is my favorite D20 retro clone. $40 for the PDF and print versions of the book. The campaign covers levels 0 through 5, and Gonzo and Deadly is all dungeon crawl classic should be. Level 0 has you going through a grinder. I love the DCC grinders. And level 5 has you all the way up to try to save the world from invading things on a flying fortress and dwarven tombs and adventures and just the usual wonderful 1980s chaos that is dungeon crawl classics. Probably the closest thing to being able to do a Dave Hargrave style of campaign, Ardo and Grimoire, unless Emperor's Choice finally gets us that Ardo and Grimoire Kickstarter done this year. Yeah, DCC, as you know, I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it. I love the random tables. I love the random goofiness. I love the 0 level grinders. It's just, it's just such a wonderful 80s Hargrave nonsense. And $40 is not that bad. That's pretty ridiculous, reasonable. From Crucible 7, we have Thrall of the Ever-Hungering Ghoul Sword for D20. It's a zine for $28. Gets you the print version and PDF of the zine. It's from the same people who have brought you the Doctor Who role-playing game. It's an adventure zine that centers on a magic sword, and it's powerful and it's trying to free itself. The adventure presents new character options, cursed magic items, and the wrath of a god. You obviously either get your hands on the sword and have to deal with its machinations to try and free itself, or you're trying to stop the wielder of the sword. It definitely seems like the major protagonist is the intelligent sword, and you've got to deal with it. And here's one of my hi Steve. Here's one of my personal favorites. As always, it's a zine that is looking for stuff. 3DF for this zine. This is called Quest for Zines, a zine quest about zines and zines from Philip Reed Games. $3. I'll always support these little magazines like this. 28 different creators have gotten together to be interviewed and talk about zines and tabletop role-playing games and stuff like that. $3 doesn't seem like that's too much to spend if you're interested in the whole indie role-playing punk zine thing from our good friend at Philip Reed Games. And of course, finally, because they do provide the link, we have this week's Kickstarter from Ian World, Level Up 5e Gate Pass Annual 2024. $45 printing and handling for the PDF and print version of the book. It's a collection of all the 2024 materials created by E&M Publishing for Advanced 5th Edition, their game, but you could use for any 5th edition or 5th edition retro clone, or just basically any D20 level-based game, because, it's not that hard to backwards 5e to whatever D20 game you're running. So yeah, it's always interesting how these ending Kickstarters of theirs never seem to end. That looks fun. Definitely a fan of zines. This one looks fun just because it's a zine, and I'm a big fan of zines and these small press things. Obviously this, because it's Dungeon Crawl Classic. I do love Savage Worlds, but I'm not sure how you go from Savage Worlds to 5e, because they're completely different games with a completely different mentality. And while this style of game would totally work with the mentality of Savage World, it wouldn't work with 5e because it's 5e, and 5e is all about comfy and safe. And then this, where I'm just like, okay, I don't even really know what this is. It seems to be just a book about designing Grimdark games with a lot of, random tables. You could give this guy $36, or you could give me half that amount for my Grimdark book and get him probably just as good, if not better, if I say so myself. And I do. Links down below. Which one of these sound interesting to you? Let me know. Until next week, that's it for this week's Kickstarters, crowdfunders, Beckerlets, all the fun things that are coming out that you have a chance to support. Like me, you might be saying, seems kind of low for con season about to begin. What's going on with that? And my answer is, don't know. I assume inflation. I assume people are just sort of hesitant to invest in creating Kickstarters right now with the way the economy is going. You know, con season might be too expensive this year. I really don't know. But yeah, it's the time of year when you'd expect to see more Kickstarters churning out, especially high-end Kickstarters and stuff, because con season, I mean, it's weirdly to how to say this because it feels like it's still, winter. But March is only, a couple weeks, 3 weeks away, and that's the beginning of con season. So yeah, like me, if you are a barometer of these things, you might be looking at this week's releases and going, yeah, it feels kind of light. OG, what's going on? And which I would reply, I don't know.